all you grinders out there, and welcome to Guys in a Garage. I am back again, episode 30 with Charlie West. Just Charlie West.
Hey, hello. Hello. I feel like I'm becoming a permanent fixture on your podcast.
I mean, yeah, you pretty much are.
Yeah,
you're my de facto co-host.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't mind. Once those royalties start rolling in, I'm riding your coattails, buddy.
Sure. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
So what do you got out on your mind?
Yeah. So really, just had the experience with my oldest daughter recently. Starting to show some signs of what is called Narcissistic Personality Disorder.
Yeah.
Or NPD. Most people just call it narcissist or narcissism or whatever. Yeah. Just, when she gets mad, she lashes out, will destroy people's property and stuff like that, or mess with it in some way, make things a little bit, frustrating or difficult for the person that she's angry with. And then, she'll just kind of shrug it off, like, well, whatever. You made me do it. That's something that I have discovered is kind of, you see that a lot with narcissists.
Like typical wife beater.
Yeah. Like,
why do you make me do this to you?
Yeah, exactly. It's your fault that they're doing it to you.
Yeah.
You caused them to take that action, to take that ridiculous action, and just act out the way they do. I don't know. I guess I just saw that and was like, damn, I think I want to talk about that on Dave's podcast. I have experience with narcissists and narcissism.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has a little bit of it, but nowadays a lot more people are starting to really get full blown narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah, well, we said that on the last episode too, or at least I did.
Yeah.
There are a lot of them.
There are.
Or it seems like there are a lot more of them maybe than there used to be. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Narcissists, sociopaths, because everybody's so fucking entitled and just kind of out for themselves 100%. I mean, everybody's out for themselves, right? It's always numero uno, but...
Well, what I discovered about narcissism or narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is that the root cause for people to be a narcissist is that they actually have extremely low self-esteem.
Oh, yeah.
They hate themselves, really, more than anything. They do not really think very highly of themselves at all. Very self-conscious. They will very rarely admit it out loud. In fact, they do the opposite. They like to talk themselves up.
Right.
But really, it's rooted in just their own insecurity.
Right. It's just a big fucking show.
It is. And it is the reason why they tend to put others down and make people feel bad about themselves or whatever, and make themselves look good, because that makes them feel less insecure, makes them feel powerful.
Right.
Yeah.
It's typical bully syndrome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I mean, 9 times out of 10, if you're, a bully does what they do because it makes them feel powerful.
Right.
To have power over another person and to make that person their bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that usually stems from shitty home life, fucked up parents, crap that they've had to deal with at home.
Yep. Absolutely.
Haven't been told enough that they're loved, or shit like that.
Yeah, I dove into studying this stuff after my marriage. Just, my ex kind of inspired me to look into it a little bit. I wanted to understand why she was the way she was.
Yeah.
Why she is the way she is. And so I really, really looked into it, and I didn't know what it was at first, right? Like, I was looking up all kinds of stuff like bipolar, everything like that, which, I mean, technically you can be both or whatever.
Right. Bipolar, multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, she has a brother who has, bipolar and schizophrenia. And so I was like, well, I mean, they are related. Maybe there's something to look into there. And so I looked into a lot of that stuff, but when I came across NPD, I was just like, she was checking all of the boxes, like the list of everything that they do and how they act. And so I read articles and I read stories and accounts of, you know, situations with, you know, with people who have narcissistic personality disorder. And it's just, holy crap. Like, that's her.
Like, spot on.
Yeah, it is. It's spot on. And what's just crazy to me too is that it's actually really hard to diagnose. Because a narcissist will go into, you know, a therapist's office or whatever, and
and they put on a show.
Yeah, they'll win the therapist over. The therapist's gonna think they're great. You're amazing. No, you're super good. Love your confidence or whatever. You know, like it's just notoriously hard to diagnose. It's almost something you have to be self-aware of. It's almost like an alcoholic. Like, you have to be like, I am a narcissist.
Yeah,
you have to be aware of it. You have to admit it, and you have to work on it.
Yeah.
Which not very many of them do.
Yeah,
not very many of them are even aware that that's how they are.
Right.
Yeah, and then there's really no known treatment or cure for it. Like, you don't just take a pill and you're not a narcissist anymore. You know, bipolar, like, you can take meds and stuff like that. But
yeah, I have another friend who used to be married to a gal who would hide beer in the closet and would drink when he wasn't around, and then she had a second cell phone, maybe a third too, and so she was on like dating sites and all this stuff behind his back and like disappearing sometimes, and like it took him a while to catch on, and when he finally did, he started following her, and you know, then he hired a private detective to start following her and found out, like, yeah, she's meeting dudes on these dating apps and like going to hotels with him and just doing her fucking thing. And then when he confronted her about it, she was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, deny. And then once she was finally caught like red-handed, just acted like it was no big fucking deal. Like, what's your problem?
Yep.
You know, like he should be ashamed for shaming her for cheating on him.
Right. Gaslighting.
Yeah.
That is
like to the max.
That is number one. That's a number one tool in the narcissist arsenal, is that gaslighting bullshit. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. I was in an abusive relationship for 12 years, and it's just, you don't understand it. You don't understand. Like, I didn't understand for the longest time. Like, why is she not happy with me? Yeah. Like, what am I doing wrong? Okay, she says I'm doing this wrong. I'll fix that. Okay, but she's still not happy. And it was just like this continuous thing. It just kept going and going and going. And then she'd say she's happy, but she wouldn't act happy. Yeah. She would act very unhappy all the time. And it's just like, what do I have to do? Like, what are you yelling about now? Like, right. It would be every day I would come home from work, and it would be, all right, who am I going to be talking to today? You know, it's just like, yeah, what kind of mood is she in today? Right. And it's just the weirdest little things can trigger them. And they're, at least in her case, she was a very jealous person. Oh yeah, of course. I was her property. Yeah, basically. Right. Like, I didn't have very many friends, and if any of them were women, then God forbid, like, I ever talk to them at all. Like, yeah. I shouldn't have even been working with women, like, according, if she had it her way, you know. But well, yeah, but that goes back to that insecurity. Exactly. You know, like, it doesn't matter if this other chick is like 500 pounds and, you know, whatever. Right. She's a female. And so if you're talking to her, there's some chance that she could steal you away. Right. Right. Definitely. One other thing I realized after we split is that I personally had my own issues. Like, I kind of found out that I was kind of a codependent person. Yeah. And that's probably why I stuck around as long as I did. Right. Because any person in their right mind is not going to put up with that, you know, not going to put up with that abuse daily for 12 years. Right. It takes a special kind of codependent person to do that and just keep talking themselves out of, you know, like, oh, it's going to get better. You know, it's just, I need to fix this, or I need to fix that. Right. You know, I'm not going to leave. Yeah, that codependency plays around in the back of your head, and you're like, well, you know,
oh, she takes care of me, blah, 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 and all this stuff.
Right.
And she only hits me every once in a while. Right. And only where the bruises won't show.
Yeah, well, and then, and it's crazy too, because when she would do it, you know, she would do that classic, like, you made me do it.
Yeah.
It's your fault that I'm doing this, that I'm acting this way. You made me angry.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, I guess I did. I guess it is my fault.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, which is fucked up, because it doesn't matter who you are. You're in control of your emotions and your actions.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Okay, I made you mad.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Right. 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 Towards the end of the marriage, I finally was just like, I woke up one day and was just like, I am not happy.
Yeah.
I'm just not a happy person.
Yeah.
And I stopped, like, letting her walk all over me. And she escalated. That's one thing, is she will, at least with her, she would always escalate no matter what.
Yeah,
she could always out escalate me.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I guess I'm just a peaceful guy, but it was tough having arguments with her, because it's like she just escalates and escalates and escalates, and I don't know, obviously not very productive, but
yeah, she's Germany and you just want to be Sweden.
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of. I mean, it's just, I stopped giving in though. Yeah. At some point I stopped giving in, and you know, things started to get worse gradually. And then I just, you know, like I said, I woke up and I wasn't happy, and I was like, I can't do this anymore, which started a big, long divorce process over a number of years with a narcissist, which is
that's fucking rough.
Horrible. Yes, because they can be very petty, and they will do everything they can to hurt you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, all they want to do is get back at you.
Right.
What can I do to hurt Charlie today?
100%. Yep.
Oh, you're supposed to have the kids on Friday.
She kept my kids from me for 3 months, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up. See, and that's one thing that I can't fucking stand for. Like, okay, if you guys are completely unhappy with each other, and this is any couple, not necessarily you guys, but
right,
like, if you're completely fucking unhappy with each other for whatever reason, okay, fine, move along.
Sure.
Because, you know, like, the whole staying together for the kids nonsense to me is fucking horseshit, because kids aren't fucking dumb.
Right.
They don't necessarily know exactly what's going on, but they can feel everything.
Yeah.
You know, they see it, they feel it, like, they know shit is not right.
Yeah.
And that fucks with them. So you should not, if you're in an unhappy marriage and you can't fucking pull it together, don't fucking stay together.
No.
Because you're only making it worse if you have kids.
No.
And then the other thing is, when people get vengeful and then they use their children as weapons against each other. Yeah. That's fucked up too. Why do you do that? Because then you're putting your kids in that position of having to choose all the time.
Well, it takes a person who's not quite right.
Yeah.
In their spirit, really. Like, that's what it is. It's NPD is not like a chemical imbalance. It's straight up like it's in your personality. It is a personality disorder.
Yeah, it is
just who you are. It's in your soul.
Yeah, short circuit in your wiring.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is taught. You know, like my ex grew up in an abusive household with her mom.
Right.
Where do you think she learned it all?
Yeah, it's a learned behavior.
Yeah, and that's
which is really hard to change unless, like you said, you recognize it and you're willing to work on it and you want to change it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I'm worried about my kids. My younger two, not as much, but my oldest, like I said, has started to show some of the signs. Yeah. And I'm a little worried that she's, you know, taking on that learned behavior.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a 100% proponent of therapy and seeking help. Mm-hmm. Like, if you need it, or if you know somebody that needs it and you can at least try to talk to them and get them help, do it.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, you do have to find the right therapist, you know, because there are some out there who are just there to collect a check and they're not really listening, but
right.
Yeah, you find the right one that you're comfortable with, you know. And yeah, therapists, they do ask a lot of, I guess, quote unquote, stupid questions, like the old, you know, how does that make you feel? You know, but they're asking for a reason, you know. I mean, I feel that's a standard question. They're asking that because they want you to dig deep and open up and actually talk about what it is you're feeling, not just like, well, I feel this way. Okay, but why do you feel that way? What is triggering those thoughts?
Yeah, they want you to consider how you're feeling, what you're feeling, because a lot of people go through their daily lives not really paying attention.
Right. just
to what they're actually feeling.
Riding on their emotions and not actually thinking about them.
They're mostly just going throughout their day on surface stuff, you know, but no one ever really takes the time to kind of dig down and be like, man, I'm feeling depressed, or I'm feeling fucking pissed.
Self-reflect and introspect and actually consider yourself and like, why do I feel this way? What is bothering me right now?
Right.
Instead of just going with the motions and flying off the handle all the time.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard for people to do. It takes vulnerability, which is extremely hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard to be vulnerable.
Yeah, well, and I mean, narcissists are master manipulators. Like what they do is they hijack your emotions.
Yeah.
So you might not even know how you're feeling, you know, because you're not reflecting on it.
Right.
You know, but a narcissist will know which strings to pull or which buttons to push to get the emotion out that they want.
Right.
And then you're just completely under their control at that point.
Yeah.
That's another power system for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of great articles or videos that I had to read about that. It's, you know, starve the narc. Like the best way to handle them is to not show any emotion whatsoever.
Yeah. Absolute stoicism.
Yep. Become Spock, basically.
Yep.
Just, that's logical. That's illogical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're being incredibly illogical.
Yeah. I think one of the classic traits is something that I've experienced where they try to convince you that you are one way or another, or they're trying to tell you how you feel. So how the fuck do you know how I feel? You're not me.
Right.
I haven't said anything.
Right.
I'm perfectly capable of communicating myself.
Yeah.
Are you even listening?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is definitely it. Or I mean, they will never admit how they're feeling either.
Oh yeah, no,
never.
They won't admit their own fault, and they won't admit how they feel.
Yeah,
because they're just trying to ride your shit.
Yeah,
and control you.
Unless it gives them some kind of upper hand over you, then they'll smack you in the face with it.
Yeah, but I feel like most of the time it's probably just a lie anyway.
Exactly.
You know, you're not really seeing it.
No,
they're just telling you what they think you want to hear to get what they want to get.
Well, they're telling you not what you want to hear. They're telling you what they think is going to knock you off your feet.
Yeah.
Take out your footing.
Yeah.
So they can knock you off balance and be in control of the moment.
Right.
A narcissist gets up every morning, looks in the mirror and says, how am I going to win today?
Yeah. It's such a sad fucking life, man.
It is.
Being in constant battle with the entire world and not considering yourself other than what do I want and how am I going to get it? That sounds fucking awful.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, can you ever just take a day off and relax?
Well, and just hanging on to all of the bitterness that all of anything and everything that a narcissist has been through, that where they feel like they've been wronged, they hang on to that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they do not let go of it forever.
Yeah.
They just carry it with them throughout their lives. My dad did this to me when I was 12 years old, and I'll never forgive him for that.
Yeah.
Or my school teacher told me in the 3rd grade that, you know, I have really bad handwriting or something like that.
Yeah.
And she was just a bitch, you know.
Yeah, they live in this victim mentality constantly in silence.
Yes.
With this Rolodex in their head of everyone who's ever wronged them and exactly what happened, and
right.
And they just flip through it all the time.
Yeah.
Comparing it to every situation that they get in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it's what I found the most disturbing to me was that over the years being with her, I started to take on some narcissistic traits myself.
Oh, yeah.
It was almost like
learned behavior.
Yeah. It was like a survival thing or something.
Yeah.
Like
I could see that, because you had to learn how to fight the battle,
to communicate.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's how she communicated, for better or worse.
Well, and she was taking my power.
Yeah.
And so it was like, well, how am I going to get my power back? Well, I guess I'll just do what she does.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You had to learn how to fight her fight just to get anywhere.
Right.
Which is so fucking draining.
It is. Yeah. 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 And I've noticed, you know, I've been 2017, so 6 years now.
Yeah.
We've been divorced, and I noticed that I don't have those narcissistic traits anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they've gone away, thankfully. Like, and I think it's because, or at least I'm under control of them.
Yeah.
Right. Like because I'm aware
right.
of them and stuff like that. So I don't know. Like I said, everybody's got a little bit of narcissist in them, right?
Yeah.
I just know that I used to be a really sweet guy, and now I'm kind of an asshole sometimes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with being kind of an asshole sometimes, as long as you're being yourself. If you're being genuine, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Right. You know,
that's the difference between being a quote unquote nice guy and just being a guy.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Yeah. I can't help but have pity for narcissists anymore.
Yeah, same here.
Like, it's just because a lot of it's, you know, the way they are is probably, there's like a root cause, right? Like some history behind it. You know, maybe they were abused or something like that.
Right.
And so it just can't help but feel bad for them. And then they can never really have any kind of real connection. Like, it's not like they don't have emotions. They're not a sociopath. There is a difference between being a sociopath and being a narcissist.
Right.
They do have feelings. They do have empathy. They do care for people, just in their own twisted, fucked up way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do care for people, but the only way that they know is to be controlling.
Yes.
And when they start to lose control, man, do they lose their fucking shit.
I don't really know if a narcissist is capable of loving someone unconditionally.
Oh, I highly doubt it.
There always seems to have to be some kind of condition to the love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of control.
Right. Or what benefits them, either way.
Yeah, like once a narcissist gets somebody to love them, right? And they know that it's going to be extremely difficult for that person to just turn around and leave. Okay, well, now they've got you. Mm-hmm. So, yes, they may actually love you, but there is a condition because they have to control you, so they don't want you to go anywhere.
Right.
So that condition is whatever it is, right? If you don't meet this criteria or this condition, then I won't love you. And so you're
at risk of losing me, or something like that. That's how they would word it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if this is going to work out if you can't be this or act this way.
Right.
Yeah.
And then because you love them, you're like, well, okay, I guess I'll work on this.
Exactly.
It's like, but do you really need to? I mean, are you that big of a dickhead that you need to change everything you are just to make them happy?
That's just it.
And even if so, don't ever do that.
Right. That's just it. Like that's when they've got them trapped, right?
Yeah.
Because at first they're amazing.
Oh yeah.
Everybody loves a narcissist when they first meet them.
Yeah.
They don't know they're a narcissist. They just think, hey, this is a great guy, or this is an awesome chick, you know?
I fucking hated your ex the moment I met her. So that doesn't work on me.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't always work. I'm just saying. They always tend to have a lot of what they call friends, but they're really just acquaintances. Yeah.
They're just people in their circle that they can use for...
Yeah, that they hang out once in a while with or something, you know, or... Yeah. They don't have very many true friends.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because once they find someone that they think is a true friend, they'll start spending more time with them, and then their true colors start to come out. Yeah. And then that person goes, ew. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's who you really are. All right, well, I don't think I want to see you anymore.
Bye.
Yep. And they peace out. Right.
Yeah.
So most of the people surrounding a narcissist are acquaintances, but they have a lot of them. Yeah. Because on the surface, they're great, fun-loving, you know, awesome people. Right. Or they go to church and they do youth group and you know, they're pastors for the youth group or something like that. And it's just like, yeah. Okay. It's almost crazy to think about, because it's like you know, it's like the monster among you know, right? The thing.
Yeah, there are so many personality types or disorders with very similar traits. It's kind of unreal. Yeah. Like, the more that I've learned about this stuff too, it's just like, wow, really? Mm-hmm. Because I used to be a nice guy. I used to be the one that was always like, you know, oh, well, I'll do this for you and blah, 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 you know, and like super fucking sweet and would give you the shirt off my back any day, no matter what.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's great if that's genuinely who you are. But if you're just doing it to make people like you, well, then it's not real.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, and then you start acting nice, you know, being that nice guy to the wrong people, and they take advantage, and then you start to get a little bit jaded about it.
Yeah.
And then you're not so nice anymore.
And then you start creating what's called covert contracts, and that's that expectation. That's that, you know, love with conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, a lot of that stuff, I mean, it kind of plays into the same, you know, the same personality hierarchy as narcissism.
Right.
You know, I mean, they're not necessarily the same thing, but they have a lot of the same traits. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people with mental illnesses and stuff like that, especially, you know, bipolar, schizophrenia, apparently will have like narcissistic tendencies to them.
Right.
Which, I mean, like we said before, everybody kind of has a few narcissistic tendencies here and there.
Yeah.
Especially this day and age. I don't think anybody can get through this culture at the moment without developing some kind of narcissistic tendencies. It's almost a survival at this point.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's where a lot of that stuff stems from anyways, from, you know, our natural survival instinct, for whatever reason, kicks in here and there. Defense
mechanism or whatever.
Yeah. So I think you're right. Everybody does have some sort of tendency towards certain things like that.
Right.
But yeah, if you're constantly just expecting everyone to give you something because you gave something, then that's an issue.
Well, if you remember, like, the root cause of narcissism is insecurity.
Right.
That's the base, like, emotion behind a narcissist that drives what they do is the insecurity. How many fucking insecure people do we have living on the planet today?
A lot.
Like, so I think if anybody has any kind of level of insecurity, they're gonna have some kind of level of narcissism a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it just, for someone to just 100% not be a narcissist, they just have to have complete and utter confidence in themselves.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Like, you look at these dudes, you know, like badasses, you know, Green Beret, like, went over to Afghanistan for 3 tours or whatever, and then he comes home and he's, you know, a police officer, you know, for 20 years or something like that, and never hit his wife once, nothing, you know, just complete and utter confidence in himself, because he knows whatever shit gets thrown at him, he can handle it.
Right.
He knows that he's a sexy motherfucker, you know, like, fill in the blank. Like, he knows he's a badass. He's a man.
Well, confidence
such a man that other men would look up to him,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
And his wife adores him, and his kids adore him, and he takes care of them, and he adores them. There's probably not an ounce of narcissism in that guy's brain at all.
Yeah. Which is the way to be.
Right.
But I mean, you don't even have to be some fucking badass Green Beret, you know, or anything like that. Like,
that was just an example.
I know. I'm just saying, any everyday person, as long as you have confidence in yourself.
Yes.
That's all it takes. Mm-hmm. That is all it takes to win over the world. Is just be you, be genuine, for better or worse. Accept the good shit about you with the bad shit about you, and display it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, this is who I am. Like, I'm great at this stuff, but I'm fucked over at this shit. Mm-hmm. And just be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
I'd like to hear what John Smith has to say about this. I wonder if just building self-confidence would almost be like a cure for narcissism. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah.
You know? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Definitely would be a great start.
I don't know how that works. It's like, I don't know. Because narcissists can act very confident.
Yeah.
And very cocky. But it's not real. Like, how do they flip the switch to make that real, right?
Right. Yeah, it would be interesting to pick his brain a little bit on that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I know he wants to come back too. I'll have to see if I can get him on.
Seriously, do it. Tell him to listen to this one and then comment on it. I don't know. I want some answers, damn it.
I'll tell him to listen to this one and then jot some stuff down in a notepad, and then we'll set a date where we can all get together.
Oh yeah? You gonna let me co-host that one too?
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah. That'd be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, you can pick John Smith's brain a little bit.
Dude, I got so interested in this after my divorce that I considered going to school for psychology.
Oh, really?
Yes, I really did consider going to school, and I might still do it someday. I mean, at this point in my life, it's a little bit tough, just, you know, working and I just need to make sure the bills and the kids are taken care of at this point.
Right.
But, you know, maybe after they're grown up, I will do it. And I think I would like to try and specialize in personality disorders. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to write a bunch of prescriptions for people.
Right.
You know, I want to be the guy who sits down with a narcissist and is able to not have the wool pulled over my eyes,
but actually break through and be like, dude, you know, you're a narcissist, right? Yeah.
Like a full-blown narcissist. And it is to help them, not to call them out for being a piece of shit. That's the problem with the culture, right?
Right.
I mean, we've got so much mental illness going on in our culture as it is, you know, today.
Yeah.
But specifically with narcissism is that man who is a narcissist beats his wife. He's a piece of shit.
Right.
Sure. Everybody agrees. He's a piece of shit for doing that. Why did he do that? What is wrong with him to make him think that's okay? Well, obviously he was probably beaten by his dad when he grew up. It's a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior.
Yeah.
Which narcissism is a learned behavior. He's obviously a fucking narcissist. So what I would be very interested in studying that and figuring out what can be done about that. How can it be treated? Can it be treated? I mean, maybe someone's already done all these studies. Maybe someone's already tried this and they're just like, nope, once you're a narcissist, you're just fucked.
Right.
I just don't like that.
So if anybody out there has had any experience in treating narcissists and maybe made a breakthrough, go ahead and send us an email at gigpodshow@gmail.com and let us know.
Yeah, seriously. I would like to see that. I would. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough cookie to crack, man.
It is. It is.
I kind of thought about going for psychology too at one point, and then I was just like, no.
I was told you need to be a little crazy to get into psychology anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of like Dan Cummins. Can't stand whiners, and I'm not good with secrets.
Right. Oh man. I don't know. I never did get my ex to admit that she was a narcissist or had narcissism, but there were many times over the years that I at least got her to admit that what she was doing was wrong. The way she was acting was not okay.
That's a pretty tough step right there.
Right. It was very rare, few and far between, trust me, but there was a couple of those times. You know, and then for a few days she would, you know, kind of be, I don't know, sheepish about it. But then we would just start up again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
it makes me wonder if she even really meant it, like, or was that just another narcissistic ploy to like, get control again?
I don't know. It could be. You know, I don't think that they lie 100% of the time. I would have to, or I guess I would.
No, they don't.
I would like to think that here and there are little bits of reality that come through.
There are.
You know?
There are.
It doesn't mean that they can handle it or that they know what to do with it.
Right.
But yeah, I would like to think that there's something there.
Yes.
Because, yeah, like you said, they're not uncaring and unfeeling. They just do what they do because that's all they know.
My ex was a pretty honest person for the most part. Most of her lying was putting me down.
Yeah.
She would call out one of my insecurities or something like that and tell me that it's a real thing. And then I would believe it, but it was a lie. You know, she was lying. She was just lying to hurt me.
Yeah. Say some bullshit like, that's why you're going to die alone, because you're just like your father.
Yeah.
Whatever button she can push,
right,
you know, to get you soft.
Exactly.
So she can weed her way in there.
Exactly.
Build your mind back up.
She still tries it once in a while, but it's just like, oh, okay, well, disengage.
Yeah.
Anytime she like actually tried to like lie about something, I would catch her in it, and then it was kind of like your friend's girlfriend. What are you gonna do about it? You know, I don't really care. Yeah, you caught me, so what? Yeah.
What's a big deal? What's your fucking problem?
I do what I want.
Yeah. Like, do you not realize it's not okay for you to be fucking random guys in hotel rooms when you're married to me and we have 3 kids?
Yeah.
How do you think that that's okay?
Well, they justify it, right?
Yeah.
They have a reason why. There's a good reason why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were late coming home from work the other night, blah, blah, blah.
What were you doing?
What were you doing?
Yeah.
They turn it around on you.
Yep.
It's like, I was at fucking work until 1 a.m.
Right.
Putting food on our fucking table.
Right. Or you remember that time 5 years ago when you called me a cunt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize for that. Like, I don't know, what does that have to do with this?
See, that's where I'm a dick.
Yeah.
Because in that situation, if I realize that it's being used as a weapon, I'd be like, yeah, I remember it. You were being a fucking cunt. So what?
See, but then you're escalating it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just saying, you're just going to escalate. It's going to turn into, getting hit and slapped and windows broken. And God, you know how many windows I had to fucking fix, dude? I have physical scars on my body from that whole experience. All right. Yeah, I think this elbow has a decent scar on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she threw a fucking dinner plate at me across the room. Split right open, all that good stuff. Yeah, good times. Good times.
Yeah, I still remember family camp.
Yeah, you were there for that. Yeah, you witnessed that event.
Yeah.
I am so glad I was drunk that night.
Yeah, you probably needed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of those...
I mean, it was funny.
That was one of my favorite times, getting beat up by my ex-wife.
It was funny, but not funny.
Well, it was funny because I was so drunk.
I know, yeah.
And I was just like, hit me again. Is that all you fucking got?
Yeah, we were asleep in the back of the rig, and then we just hear all the commotion, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? So we poke our heads up, and she's like wailing on you, and you're like, is that it? Is that all you got? You punch like a fucking bitch. And then you were so drunk you just went down, and she was just like, bam, bam. And you're like, we're like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting seeing it firsthand.
Yep. And she was sober as a judge, mind you, for the audience out there.
Yeah.
No alcohol in her system during that time.
Yeah, I was pretty fucking drunk.
Yep. Yep. And that all started because my brother-in-law and I were out by the fire just chatting about being just drunk talk, right? Like talking about the universe and God and all that stuff. And all of a sudden she comes up and she starts accusing me of calling some other woman hot or something like that. And I remember just looking at my brother-in-law, and he was looking at me, and we were both just like, no, we weren't saying anything like that.
I think that was the year that one redheaded lady that was your neighbor.
She was there. Yeah. That's that insecurity.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting because I think that was threatening to pretty much every woman in the camp. If we're being totally honest.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was rather funny. Like, really? Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I remember at one point there was like a circle of ladies that were just talking amongst themselves, kind of clicked off. And then like I overheard a little bit of it, and it was totally just like, that fucking bitch. Blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, she's been nothing but nice since she got here. Like, what's your fucking problem?
Well, she was hot.
She was hot, and they were all very insecure about
and
it.
She wore a tank top with no bra most of the weekend, so there was that.
And she had big jugs.
Yeah. So I guess it's okay.
I get it.
I guess it's okay. My ex got a little insecure and beat the shit out of me. Right? No big deal.
Yeah. Why do you make her do these things, Charlie?
I honestly, to this day, think that she was so insecure and mad that redheaded chick was there that she made up hearing me say something about her being hot just so she could take it out on me.
Probably. Yeah, that happens.
Like, I don't understand at all, like, where she got that.
Well, I mean, it's that part of the brain where there is no logic. And so that learned behavior and whatever things are in there from childhood or whatever else, whatever trauma or, previous programming causes them to be that way. There really is no logic to it. not really. And so when things start filtering through and cause triggers from that trauma,
right,
then yeah, the brain is going to just make shit up to fill gaps.
Or maybe she is schizophrenic and she just was hearing voices.
Could be.
Hey, that's a possibility too.
Yeah, maybe she heard you and your brother-in-law talking, and then a voice came in that she thought was yours. That was like, oh, that redheaded chick.
She's so fucking hot. Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And I just I for the longest time I felt like just such the typical abuse victim, like going to work with slashes on my face from her scratching me, and oh my god, dude, what happened to your face?
I ran into a door.
Yeah. Oh, I was out in the woods just, going through some pretty heavy brush, I got really good at making up some fucking stories for some of these weird ass fucking injuries I was going to work with.
I tripped and fell down the stairs.
Yeah, the one with the elbow. Like, I was going down the stairs and I kind of slipped and knocked a picture off the wall, and I landed on it with my elbow, and the glass cut my elbow. It was fucking stupid. Yeah. Getting
creative with lies
to cover up
your abusive relationship.
Yeah. And it's funny because I look back on it now and it's like, I know all those people knew I was full of shit.
Oh yeah,
they all knew.
Yeah.
I look at people now,
or I mean, maybe they didn't, right? Because
I don't know,
this kind of thing is totally looked different upon, whether it's a man or a woman.
100%.
When a woman is making up stories like that, I mean, everybody just automatically assumes like, oh, her husband fucking beats her.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that is the most common.
It is.
But what people don't realize is that, yeah, it works the other way too.
In fact, I'm pretty sure I heard a stat that most abusive relationships are a woman beating a man.
It could be.
But the men, they're not, and society doesn't encourage them to step forward and say something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
because we're like, oh, well, you're a man. How come you let a woman beat up on you?
Yeah,
like,
society deters that. Yeah. Like, you're bigger and stronger than she is. How is she beating you?
Right.
It's like,
well, it's like that other joke, What
am I going to do? Like, knock her the fuck out and then have the cops called on me, and I'm the one who's going to go to prison? Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in a relationship once with, I'm pretty sure she was a narcissist, but she was also an alcoholic, which drove a lot of that.
Yeah.
And
it just intensifies it, really.
Yeah, lucky for me, she managed to deck me a couple of times in the face in the front yard, and my neighbor saw it and called the cops. So, of course, when they showed up, I was like, oh, fucking great, here we go.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets out of the car, he's like, hey, is the lady of the house around? And I was like, yeah, why? He's like, well, I'm going to have to run her in. We got a report. And I was like, oh, shit.
Well. Yep. I was pretty much stuck with just trying to kind of hold her down at that point.
Yeah.
And try not to, like, grab her wrist too hard as to leave bruises.
Yeah.
Because there were many times. Yeah, there were many times that I would leave bruises just trying to keep her from raking me to death with her claws or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, she would go to work with bruises on her wrists, and I'm sure they felt like they probably all thought she was being abused, and I'm sure she loved the attention.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, okay, awesome.
Yeah, but then she could have just easily used that to fuck you over.
Seriously, yeah, absolutely. I never once called the cops.
Yeah,
and I regret that. I should have.
Yeah,
I should have. But I was.
You know what I mean, though. Like within hours, if she had bruises on her and then you didn't fall in line with what she wanted, then she could call the cops and they show up and see bruises on her, even though she's the one that was beating.
I'm surprised she never did that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I should have. I regret it now. But I mean, I was afraid because I'd heard so many stories that it's always the man that gets taken. Any domestic violence call, the man gets taken.
Yeah. Which I feel that's probably true, like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, probably.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I would say don't regret it. Don't regret anything. I mean, you fucking dealt with it for a while and you came out smarter on the other end, so.
I regret it because of other things that came up like later in life, like, custody battles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I had called the police, then, a lot of those reports probably would have helped my case as far as getting majority custody of my kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. So now,
I figure
it's kind of funny.
You can't go back and change it. It is what it is, right?
Right. Absolutely. But now, you know, I am over it for the most part, right? Like, I'm not a damaged person. I don't even see myself as a victim.
Yeah.
I don't like telling people like I'm an abuse victim or I was an abuse victim. Like, I'm not a fucking victim.
Yeah.
Right? It happened. It is what it is.
Just some shit you had to go through.
I put up with it for way too long. I was dumb, whatever.
Yeah.
But now I meet people in my daily life and they will open up to me about certain situations with their significant other or their brother or sister or something like that and how they're acting. And I'm just like, holy crap, like that person is a fucking narcissist. Like you, and it's, you got to be delicate, right, with people, but I just feel the need to make them aware. Like, it sounds like you're in a relationship with a narcissist. And it's so funny because a lot of times they'll be like, yep, I am. Like, okay, as long as you're aware.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you, like, you should run the fuck away. That's something for you to decide.
Right.
But you should also run the fuck away.
Yeah. Turn and
don't
run.
make the same mistake I did.
Yeah.
Don't stay for 12 fucking years.
I think the biggest lesson to learn out of any of this is if you're in a relationship with someone and you know, you get to the point where you're starting to drop the L word and stuff like that, and you genuinely feel about each other in that way. If either of you is expecting anything of it because of that, then you're probably in a bad spot. Because if you're gonna love someone, you gotta love everything about them, the good and the fucking bad. Unconditionally.
Yeah.
You've got to take it all.
Yeah.
And you should know that. You should realize what those things are, or at least most of them, before you get into anything serious. Which is hard to do because anytime we're in a dating situation, what are we doing? We're playing a fucking game, right? We're always, most of the time, putting on a mask and putting our best foot forward to try and show this other person, like, oh, I'm worthy of you.
There's
blah, blah, blah.
The term getting to know each other came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I feel like the older that we get,
the more that wall comes down.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the older that you get, you realize more, like, don't do that, for one. It's just not necessary, and it's fucking exhausting. And two, like, why would you? Because you should be displaying who you are.
Well, like you said, it's like a game.
Love you for everything, the good and the bad. Well, then they're not your person.
Like you said, it's like a game, and the older, the more you play the game, the more experienced you get at it, the older you get.
Yeah.
Right. So once you start playing the game, you kind of get to start with like if it's chess.
Yeah.
You get to start with half of your pieces already across the board.
Yeah. You get to start.
Like, I'm older. I know what's going on. Like, I
get to start at level 50 instead of level 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel so bad for anybody who's young and in the dating game right now.
Oh man, I talked to this girl the other day. I was just, hey, how you doing? And she was just like, oh, I'm just great. I'm like, okay, are you?
Are you really?
And she just word vomited, just bleh.
Wow.
Yeah, just no, she's not great. She's having issues with the guy that she's with, and she's not even sure if she's really happy with him anymore. And and she stopped taking her depression medication because he was saying you're not actually depressed, and we're not going to pay for that anymore. And I was like, what? Like. I was like, it kind of sounds like you're with a narcissist. Like, that's some, like, next level gaslighting right there.
Yeah.
Like, I went to a therapist, and he diagnosed me with depression, and then he prescribed me some medication. And then you go home and you tell your significant other this, and your significant other goes, no, that's not true. He's full of shit. You're not depressed. Like, that's some epic level fucking gaslighting right there.
Yeah. I don't know. I think when it comes to the medication, it should be more of up to you Does it actually make you feel better?
Well, yes. Yeah, obviously, but that's not the point, right? Like the guy is like, nope, your medical professional is wrong.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get that we've talked about a lot of medical professionals who have been wrong in the last 3 years. But in this case, it's like, this is
where's your psychology degree? Where's your prescription pad?
Right.
You fucking know he's wrong.
Yeah. He's just, I don't know. There were some other examples she gave me, but...
Well, that's bullshit anyway, just to be like, oh, we're not going to fucking pay for that. You don't need it.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
How do you know? Plus, you can't just you can't just go off of that stuff. You really can't. You have to step down.
And we've talked about this before because you have a coworker who does the same thing. This girl I'm referring to is the one who's always like, I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah.
I'm just in the way. I'm just so apologetic. I'm like, just stop
apologizing for fucking
everything.
Yeah.
That right there is a sheer sign that there have been or are in a narcissistic abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Because narcissists, they'll get you saying I'm sorry for every fucking thing you say or do.
Nothing you do is right.
Nothing.
Yep. Yeah, it's a fucking horrible relationship to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really? I'm not worth a shit ever?
Ever. Nope.
I never have my good days where you can just be proud of me and love me for who I am.
Once in a great while, I got, oh my gosh, you're such a good dad, or you're such a good husband. And it was like, oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, it sustained me for another 6, 7, 8 months or something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Don't hold your breath.
You'll pass out before you get another one.
Yep. Goddamn right. You're dying every day, a little bit on the inside. And that's exactly what it was for me. Like towards the end, when I said I woke up and I just was like, I'm not happy. Like I really just did not feel anything at that point.
Just dead inside.
Yep. Just like,
yeah, you did it for so fucking long.
Yep.
Whatever flame you had left just burned out.
Yeah, it was. The only emotions I really had at that point was for my children.
Right.
Everyone else I did not give a fuck about, and I did not give a fuck about my wife at the time. Just nope. No. You know, I had family members I gave a fuck about.
Right.
Like, you know, Andy, my mom, you know, stuff like that, my dad. But no, it was just kind of like, nope. I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
I was broken. I was a broken person, and I just could not do it anymore. Just broken.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you spend so long putting all of your effort into somebody else and never taking care of yourself and constantly being told that you're a worthless piece of shit.
Exactly.
Then your love tank is empty.
Empty. Beyond empty.
Beyond empty.
I needed a whole new love tank reinstalled just so I could start refilling it. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of people these days don't seem to realize that it's your responsibility to fill that love tank. Nobody else can do it for you. But when you have someone that's constantly putting a tap on it and draining it,
I don't think it's true that nobody else can fill it for you. I mean, that's what relationships are about.
Well, other people can help.
You have to love yourself.
Right.
Like really love yourself before you can love anybody else. Like really love anybody else.
And that's what I'm referring to.
Okay. Yeah.
But when you're in a relationship with somebody else, that other person should be adding value to your life and should be helping to fill that love tank when you need it. Yeah. Like you do, it is a give and a get type of deal. You do give a little. Well, there's a reason. You do get a little.
Yeah. There's love languages.
Yes. But when it comes to that tank actually being full, like you said, you have to love yourself, which means when you get into a relationship, if you like going fishing, well, don't stop going fishing. If you like, whatever it is that you do that makes you feel good and makes you happy, continue to do those things. When you give of yourself completely to that other person and you make them your entire world and give up everything you are, then that love tank will drain really fast. Yeah. And when you're with someone who is constantly tapping it and draining it as well, like a narcissist.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I guess I always viewed it as if you love yourself, that is the tank itself. And then you start looking for someone else to start filling that love tank.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Fill their love tank.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But being the tank itself and filling it means you have to fill it by doing things that make you happy.
Well, that's what we're saying the same thing. We're on the same page here. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I guess.
Every once in a while, you're going to have a bad day, right? And that tank is going to drain a little bit. And so then that other person that you're with should be able to come along and, give you a hug and a kiss or whatever, and, make you dinner or something, whatever it is that, really means something to you. And then that fills that tank back up.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
I've been seeing someone, recently. I've told you.
Yeah.
And we don't get to see each other very often. Right.
Yeah.
And both of our main love language is physical touch. And I've made comments to her before, and she's made comments to me too. Like after we haven't seen each other for a couple weeks or whatever, it's just like love tank's starting to get a little dry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and we just completely understand what we mean, and that's when we're like, okay, we need to get together.
Yeah.
And just hug
and just
kiss, cuddle. Big love. It fills up the love tank, and then it's like, and then it sustains you, for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think narcissists really I don't know how that love tank works for them. It's like it's never full.
Yeah, I don't think it is because
never full.
They don't love themselves.
No.
So I think they have a love tank and they're constantly pulling from everybody else because that tank is broken. It's got a hole drilled in the bottom of it.
They siphon your tank to fill theirs.
Yeah, but their tank never gets filled.
Well, no. Well, yeah, it's like they burn through it or something faster, right? Like
something. Yeah.
They have to siphon yours to fill theirs, and then they don't give any of it back.
Right. Because they don't have the capacity to.
No. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
They're fucking succubuses.
Yeah.
Why would they give it back?
They deserve that.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
I win.
Yeah.
You lose.
Yeah, it's entitlement.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
Blind entitlement.
Yep.
Fucking sad people.
Yeah. Yeah, really sad. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you're fucking horrible." That person's a narcissist. They're fucking horrible. It's like, well, they are fucking horrible. You're right. Yeah. But they're still a person, for crying out loud.
Yeah, when you think about why they are the way they are and why they do the things they do, like, it's fucking sad.
It is.
And you feel bad for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, they are a piece of shit. But why are they a piece of shit? Nobody ever takes the time to examine that.
Yeah. Exactly. They are tigers.
Tiger blood.
They're tigers. They're just going to do what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing you can do or say about it. Yeah. Other than shooting them. But hey, we're not going to do that, right?
You can't shoot tigers. They're endangered.
You can shoot narcissists, though.
We are in no way encouraging anyone to shoot anyone.
No.
Or shoot narcissists.
No.
Disclaimer.
Yes.
It's a fucking joke.
Yes. I guess, I don't know. I guess I pity and understand narcissists and why the way they are, without condoning why they do it.
Yeah.
You know, like, yes, you're being a piece of shit, but that's because you're a fucking narcissist and you were treated the way you were treated.
Right.
Will you admit it and work on it? Like, just take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself.
Yeah, I realize you are the way you are because something's wrong.
Yeah.
You're very broken.
Right.
And you need help, but you're still a person. Mm-hmm. You act like a piece of shit, but you're not a piece of shit.
Right. You're
still a person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people are like Andy.
What do you mean?
Like, when it comes to meeting a narcissist and finding out who they truly are, well, you're on my number one list to punch in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might take me longer to realize it, but I'm pretty much that way too.
Everybody is.
I recognize it usually fairly quick. And when I do, it's like, you're a piece of shit.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Right.
Well, it's like I had an experience with your ex at one point. I think we were at Andy's house, and it was a birthday party or something, and she was sitting on the couch with a bunch of the other ladies, and then she felt the need to berate me about why me and my wife hadn't had more kids and stuff like that. And I was like, because we don't fucking want any. We don't feel like having them. And then she took it upon herself to tell me how I was wrong to not have children, and where do I get off denying these children life and to, be born and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I think that's when she actually turned and really fucking hated my guts, because I didn't put up with her shit. I was like, you know what? How about you go fuck yourself, because it's none of your goddamn business. And I'm not going to sit here and listen to your stupid shit. And then she just had this open, dumb mouth, oh, how could you say that to me? And all the other ladies are sitting there like, whoa. And I was just like, go fuck yourself.
I don't think I was there for that conversation.
I don't think you were.
I was not.
God, it was epic, though. I loved it.
I don't remember her telling me about that. You must have bruised her ego pretty good if she didn't even tell me about it.
I guess, maybe.
Damn.
That was fun, though.
She always got that from her mom, that busybody bullshit. I'm going to tell you how to live your life. Here we go. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Totally a narcissist move.
Right?
Has to be.
How is it any fucking business of yours how I'm living my life?
Because control. Because I want to take control over you right now.
Yeah. She wanted to take control over me and try to make me feel like a piece of shit for not doing the things that she thought I should do. She
was trying to hijack your emotions. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And I did not let her one bit.
Right. Right. Especially, it's like, who talks like that to somebody about a topic like that? Why?
Well, especially because it was maybe the second or third time I ever met her.
Seriously.
It's like, really? You don't even fucking know me, lady.
I get it.
Go suck a whole bag of them.
I get it. Someone might have their opinion on why you and your ex didn't have kids, right?
Yeah.
But you don't just start going in on them about it.
Right.
A normal person goes home and talks to their significant other about it.
Yeah. I'm all for.
I'm super not comfortable with Dave not having what's going on with that, But
I'm all for having conversations about pretty much anything, like sitting down and, well, you tell me your point and your side.
Well, obviously
and why
you have this podcast going,
right? Yeah. So I'm totally fine with that, but there's a nice way to do it. And when you just sit down and start trying to attack me and being all cunty about it, and just verbally vomiting your fucking opinion and how I should be living my life in my face, no. Go suck a bag of dicks. That is the quickest, surefire way to get me to not talk to you.
Straight up. Straight up. Yeah. I don't know. I just put up with it for too long. Anytime, after my divorce, I did a lot of dating.
Is that what you call it?
Well, I met a lot of women. And a lot of them were narcissists, but I was able to pick it up like that, and I was just like, peace out.
Right.
Bye.
Yeah. You're like, nope, not doing that again.
Nope.
Not calling you back.
Fuck away.
Block on Messenger, block on text.
Actually, I did fall for one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not going to name her name, but you met her.
Did I?
Yes. I brought her over to your house.
Oh.
Dated her for 2 years. She hid it for a long time. I didn't find out until after who she truly was. That's why she ended up tricking me so good, because she was able to play like that. When you first meet a narcissist, she was able to keep that ploy going for 2 years.
She kept the crazy under wraps for 2 years.
Yeah, she really did. Yep, and I've heard about her since then, and she has gone off the deep end. So it's like,
damn.
Woo. Yeah.
Well, at least you dodged that bullet.
I did. I dodged that bullet good. Well, I set 3 very specific rules. When I first started dating her, and I really think this is why she kept her ploy on for as long as she did. The 3 rules were: no lying, no cheating,
Yeah.
And no hitting. Those, I said, is if any of those happen,
right,
I'm out. I'm done. I don't put up with it anymore. And those are like my 3 rules. Like when I'm thinking about getting serious with a woman now, it's like, these are the rules. And the rules are for me too, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But those are the 3 rules I lay out. Very,
very solid boundaries.
Well, and you get a lot out of the body language from a person when you tell them, if I'm gonna be in a relationship with you right now, these are my 3 rules, and you lay it out.
Right.
You know, and you can kind of tell, like, you can almost see them thinking in their brain, like, I don't think I can follow those 3 rules.
How long?
Not all 3 of those rules. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, well, then we're not going to do this.
Yeah. How long do I have to wait before I can hit him and then make him believe it's his fault?
Or, oh my God, I lie all the time, like, about everything. Or does he really think I just want him? Like, I might want other dudes too on the side. Yeah.
Does he really think that I'm not going to fuck other guys and then lie about it?
I totally cheat all the time.
And hit him when he asks me about it?
Right.
That's rough.
Right.
Those are great rules, though. I mean, that's pretty fucking basic to any relationship.
You would think so.
Right?
You would think so. Right. But no, people need to fucking hear your fucking ground rules anymore.
Yeah.
They just do.
I feel like that should be pretty much like top number 3 unspoken.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, how is it not?
Yeah. No lying, no cheating, no hitting.
Yeah.
We can get in an argument. That's fine.
Sure.
You can scream at me at the top of your lungs and probably even call me every name in the book, depending on, what we're arguing about.
See, I don't know about that.
But as soon as you start slapping me across the face,
yeah,
the respect is gone.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. I don't know. Even the yelling. I mean, whatever. People get heated. And sometimes,
that's what I mean.
Sometimes you'll raise your voice a little bit. I mean, it happens.
It does.
But calling each other names and like screaming at each other, that's probably my 4th and 5th rules right there too.
Sure, but I mean, it depends on what it's about, right? Like,
yeah. But I mean, for me, it would have to be one of the first 3 rules that were broken to get to any of that.
True.
I feel like if you're anywhere in that, if you're screaming and calling each other names, I mean, it's an adult relationship, and you're not really communicating.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like, if you're getting screamed at and calling every name in the book because you squeezed the toothpaste from the center and not the bottom, it's probably a red fucking flag.
All right. It's a big red flag.
Like, you piece of shit, you squeezed the toothpaste. Like, okay.
You didn't put the forks back exactly in this spot.
Yeah.
Are you fucking stupid?
I think that just goes. I think you don't lay out that rule because you kind of just want to see if it happens. Because if it happens, then you can just leave, right?
Yeah, I could see.
If you make it a rule, then they're going to try and fight it, and then next thing you know, you're invested 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. You put up with a lot after 20 years, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as the first 3 basic laws are not broken.
Yeah, I think you stick to the 3 basic laws. That's the main one. The basic rules, right there. 3 basic rules.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I find works anyway, and it pretty well deters any kind of narcissist bullshit.
For 2 years.
For 2 years? Yeah. Yeah. It did. For 2 fucking years. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm to the point anymore where I don't want any of that. I don't want to fucking argue and scream and all that shit. Like, if you're mad at me, okay, be mad. Like, you have every right to be. I can't control how you feel, but you can.
Anger is a healthy emotion.
It is. It is a healthy emotion, and you should feel it if you feel it.
Yeah.
And if you're at a point where you're going to scream and yell or you're going to call names and all that stuff, then just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Go chill the fuck out.
I would agree with that.
Go smoke a bowl, play a video game, go for a drive, whatever the fuck you need to do to just chill out.
I would
be with your own thoughts. and relax.
Yeah.
But then you got to come back.
That's how we act as men.
Right. But then you got to come back and you got to have a conversation about it, an adult conversation, and be able to, again, like we talked about earlier, be vulnerable and say, okay, this is what you were doing. This is how it made me feel. And this is why.
And you don't even always have to talk about it. It just depends on what the whole situation was. Sometimes it's just a split up, take an hour, come back, and both just be like, that was fucking stupid. Yeah. We both got out of hand. Sure. Yeah. Whatever. Just like, let's just let it go. Forget about it. Yeah. Let's cuddle fuck about it.
Right.
Yeah.
What were we even mad about? I don't know.
Yeah. Who cares? It was dumb. Yeah. Yeah.
Did it really mean anything? No.
No. No. I was just emotional because Marcy at work today said this. Yeah. Okay. Well, fuck Marcy. Yeah. Yeah.
PMSing, or guy had a bad day at work or something and he brought it home by accident. You know. Shit happens. And there's no doing that with a fucking narcissist. Right.
You can leave for an hour or two, come back and be like, all right, I'm ready to have a conversation. And they'll just go right back to where they were. Yep. No, fuck you. We're doing this. We're fighting about it. It's like, God, I don't want to fight about it. It's literally about the cereal in the fucking cupboard. Like, whatever, just whatever. I don't care.
My favorite episode of that 70s show is when Kitty's like getting pissy about something and Red is sitting at the table reading his paper, and then he just folds it down real quick and he goes, oh, is that what we're going to do today?
Yep.
Fight. Yep. Okay. And then just goes back to reading his paper. Like, yes, that's awesome.
Yes. Red Foreman. Master man right there.
As she makes herself a mimosa.
How much time we got?
I mean, we can quit now.
No, I'm going to grab another beer. Hang on.
We're over an hour.
I'm thirsty.
Thirsty.
You can edit this part out.
Yeah, I'll cut it. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just the older I get, the less shit I want to deal with, and I just want to be happy, like with myself, and have my love tank full, which means I got to do my shit. I need to do fucking podcasts, and I need to play my guitar once in a while and read a book or go for a fucking drive in the mountains, whatever it is.
Drink fucking beer and eat fucking burritos.
Yeah. Whatever shit it is that I like to do once in a while that just makes me happy, like that's what I got to do.
Yeah.
And I don't want anybody fucking with me about it.
Right.
That's all I want.
Right.
And then if we have an issue, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
What's bothering you? What's bothering me? Like, okay, be fucking grown-ups about it.
That's good though.
Yeah.
You're healthy. You're not a fucking narcissist, Dave. You know?
Yeah, but it's taken a long time for me to get healthy.
Well, everybody has their trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with bullshit. I really don't.
No, you shouldn't have to. Nobody should have to.
Nobody should have to. No. Yeah. Yeah, and it works both ways.
Yep.
Works both ways.
Yep.
I don't see any reason why people can't just fucking have a conversation about whatever. Like, just fucking be honest. Be open and honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you really love this person and they really love you, then there's nothing you're going to say unless you break the 3 rules, you know, that's going to make them turn around and fucking leave.
Mm-hmm.
Just speak your piece. And if they do fucking leave, well, then they're not your person.
Right.
It wasn't meant to be.
Exactly. Exactly. And you should just cut ties.
Yeah. Yep. Doesn't mean it's not still hard, because again, it requires vulnerability, and that's hard to do for anybody. But
yeah,
man, once you start doing it though, it gets easier and it gets easier and easier and easier until it's just like fucking second nature. It's just a thing.
Fucking freedom.
Oh God, it is. Yeah. It's so fucking freeing.
Yeah.
To just really be able to just be like, hey, this is me. This is what I like.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I did that. I'm sorry.
Cool.
I really am, apologizing.
Yep. I'm actually a pretty great guy, and I'm kind of into you. So as long as you don't break these 3 rules, then let's do this.
Right?
Yeah. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Whatever.
Yep. Yeah. You move along to the next one and see how that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that fucking hard.
No. For any of those people out there listening, if you find some of these stories or examples of narcissism sounding quite familiar for whatever situation that you are in, I very much strongly suggest you seek some kind of help with a therapist or a counselor or something like that. Or in more extreme cases, like abusive cases, call the police. That is legitimate advice.
Get the fuck out.
Yes. Yes. That person loves you, but they love you with conditions.
Yeah.
That you will never, ever meet.
Yep.
So
yeah,
you just need to cut ties for your sake. And if you have kids, for their sake.
Right.
Don't stick around for the kids.
Yeah.
It's only going to hurt them in the end. You're not doing them any favors by sticking around.
If you have any good links or like on forums or anything like that, you should send them to me and I'll include them in the description.
Okay. Yeah. I'll see what I can look up.
Whatever info that you've found through your research.
Yeah. I mean, it was years ago that I did all the research.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can look at. You can Google it, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Just Google narcissistic personality disorder and they will come up with 1,000 lists of signs. Do it right now. Do it.
All right.
Do it. Do your DuckDuckGo. Narcissistic personality disorder. It'll probably legitimately come up with a list.
Probably will. Narcissistic personality. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Autofill.
Boom.
Narcissistic personality disorder. Oh, and there's a disorder test.
You can take a test.
You can take a test online to find out if you have NPD.
You are a narcissist.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Symptoms and causes at mayoclinic.org.
Yep.
Narcissistic personality disorder, psychologytoday.com. Personality disorder, traits, tests, treatment at, what does that say? Oh, clevelandclinic.org.
Huh.
Yeah, so just type in narcissistic personality disorder into fucking Google or
DuckDuckGo or whatever. Yep.
Yeah, you'll find plenty of stuff there. Help guide, wiki.
All about narcissistic personality disorder. Psych Central. Yep.
Ooh, look at that.
How to handle a narcissist.
9 tips from healthline.com. Let's check that out.
There you go.
Let's see if these tips are any good.
Bet they are.
Let's see. Traits. Blah, blah. God damn it. Stupid mouse sucks. Well, at least it made it bigger, though, so now it's easier to read. How not to deal with narcissistic tendencies.
Educate yourself about NPD is number one.
Look at that. Yeah. What is it?
Yeah. Understanding what it is definitely a big help, right?
We'll read this one just for fun. So let's see. Number one, educate yourself about NPD. It says people often describe a person with a narcissistic personality as charming and likable. Like Charlie said, which may make it easy to overlook some of their other more harmful behaviors. However, it's important to familiarize yourself with the signs of NPD so that they are easier to recognize. This can also help you better understand the person's strengths and weaknesses so you are prepared to navigate the challenges that arise. Plus, it can be the first step to learning to accept them for who they are and setting more realistic expectations about your relationship. Okay. Talk with a mental health professional or read books written by mental health professionals. This may help you learn the best ways of communicating with your loved one showing signs of narcissistic personality traits.
Yeah, see, and I'm saying get the hell away, and this is basically a list of how to be in a relationship with a narcissist.
Right?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Look at that. Build your self-esteem.
Build your
Number
self-esteem.
2. Yeah. Build your self-esteem. Building healthy self-esteem can make it much easier to handle and cope with some of the potentially harmful behaviors you may encounter when maintaining a relationship with someone with NPD.
This is bullshit.
This is kind of bullshit.
This is bullshit. Get the fuck out of this relationship right now.
Engaging in positive self-talk, practicing self-care, and finding a healthy support system can help you develop resilience and foster your self-esteem. So this is basically...
They take all of your support systems away.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They don't want you to have a support system.
Yeah.
They want you to rely on them.
This is almost like advocating...
Healthline, fuck you.
Advocating relationships with people who are narcissists. I can't agree with that.
I mean,
again,
I don't know.
Again, narcissists are people, and they're not undeserving of love, but
right.
I think until they love themselves and fix what's wrong with them, they shouldn't be in a relationship with anyone.
Right. I'd rather they go and do the fucking test and go, oh my God, I'm a narcissist.
Yeah. I'm fucked up. I should not.
I should get some help. Yeah. Like I need to talk to a therapist. Like, what can I do to fix this? Because I want to have a relationship with someone. I can't have a relationship with someone if I don't have this under control in some way, shape, or form, because I treat them like they're garbage.
Right. Yeah.
That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, please. Number 3, speak up for yourself. Sometimes ignoring something or simply walking away is an appropriate response. Pick your battles, right?
No, hell no. You know how many times I tried to walk away from that bitch? She just ripped my shirt or some shit, like threw something at the back of my head. Like, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, I had a girl basically lock me in the bedroom once.
Dude.
And would not let me leave. And I was like, dude, seriously, you need to get the fuck out of the way and let me leave before you get hurt, because I can't do this. Like, you're fucking caging a rabid dog right now. It's not a good idea.
This article is bullshit.
So maybe avoid health.
So don't read this stuff.
Yeah.
If you're in a narcissistic relationship, yikes.
Yeah, double yikes.
That's fucking bullshit. We're going to teach you how to take the abuse a lot easier.
Yeah, right?
That's basically what they're saying.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Get the fuck out. Go take care of yourself.
13 traits of a narcissist.
There you go. What's the traits of a narcissist?
Let's see the traits. What are the traits? The DSM-V lists 9 clinically significant symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder. Blah, 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 blah.
Ooh, the first one is grandiose sense of self-importance.
God damn this fucking thing.
Oh, yeah. You're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, I just need to get a better mouse. Yeah, grandiose sense of self-importance. This is the belief that your contribution and presence are essential to the happiness, success, or equilibrium of other people and any enterprises or relationships.
Yeah, see, this is more like it. This is kind of more like the stuff that I studied.
Yeah, quote.
And read up on.
So a quote for that one is, "The project would have tanked if I hadn't been on the team."
Oh, yeah. How many people do you work with that say stuff like that?
Right?
Yeah.
If it weren't for me, who knows where my spouse would have ended up. Yeah.
Right?
And that's a typical thing that you hear, about abusive men, where, they tell a woman, like,
you got nothing without me.
Yeah, you got nothing without me.
Yep.
Where would you be if I weren't here?
Right.
I'm the only one who could ever love you, blah, 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 shit like that. Number 2, preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. That's interesting.
What does that say? This describes the belief that you are capable of exceptionally high levels of achievement, even when your skills and abilities provide no evidence of this being possible.
So basically, some fucking know-nothing jackass who thinks he's God's gift to everything.
Do you know how many times my ex would try to do some kind of get-rich-quick scheme, or I'm going to start doing this so that we can better our lives, and she would just take on these projects or whatever that
jump into Ponzi schemes.
I was like, can we like talk about this? Can we have a conversation? She'd be like, no, why are you holding me back? And she would just go for it, and then I would be there
before
to pick up the pieces when she fucking failed. Yeah.
Before you spend our entire life savings on this ridiculous fucking shit, can we have a conversation about it, please? Let's see, number 3, belief that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other people or high status. Yeah, other special or high status people or institutions.
Yeah, see, now that I have a great example for that one. So I would give my ex advice, right? And she would just be like, no, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So then she would go to like some kind of money expert or maybe a pastor or something like that and get the exact same advice. and be like, oh my God, you're so smart or whatever. And she'd follow it. And I'd be like, and I would point it out. Like, I gave that advice.
Right.
And she would just tell me like, yeah, but I just needed to hear them say it. Or it's like, okay, cool. Like, fuck right off.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's the fact that she believed that you were beneath her.
Yes.
So even though you were correct,
right.
she's not going to listen to you.
She didn't want to give me that.
Yeah. Need for excessive admiration. The narcissist isn't satisfied with a compliment or pat on the back when others offer them as a part of natural conversation. They demand that others admire their appearance, accomplishments, skills, or existence. The admiration of others is what feeds the narcissist. Somebody incapable of being modest.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah. Somebody completely obsessed with themselves. So another quote from this one. Isn't it amazing how the color of this shirt sets off my eyes?
Yeah. It's like they were listening to my ex or something. That's so great.
Sense of entitlement. See, yeah. How many people today have a tremendous sense of entitlement?
Everyone is entitled to some.
I deserve this.
Yes.
The world owes me this.
This is my right.
This is my right. Yeah. Narcissists may believe that success takes hard work, but only for others, not for them.
Yeah. Interpersonally, I guess so far away I can't read it very well.
Hold on. Yeah, so number 6.
There we go. Interpersonally exploitive behavior. Narcissists see other people as tools. Their lack of self-awareness is paralleled by a lack of awareness that others exist as individuals with feelings, needs, and desires.
Borg Queen.
Yup. The quote says, "Get out of my way," or "Do me a favor and give up your place in line for me."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm more special than you are, so you should let me go ahead of you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Lack of empathy.
Lack of empathy.
Yeah. The cold inability to accurately recognize how other people feel. This speaks to the narcissist's lack of emotional awareness or depth. It is not always that narcissists don't quote unquote care about others' feelings. It's just that they are unaware that others might even have those feelings.
Exactly.
So they're completely out of the loop of emotional awareness.
Yes, my ex would say stuff to me that would just insult the fuck out of me. And she didn't even realize she was doing it.
Yeah.
She would kind of laugh like it was a joke or whatever. And she'd do it in front of other people.
Right, yeah.
And it's just like...
Yeah, but that's how they do it. When you're like, hey, like, that was kind of mean. Why would you say that? And they're like, oh, it was a joke.
Yeah.
What are you getting so hell-bent about?
Right.
Like, no, didn't seem like a joke.
That's why I hate
jokes are usually funny and make people laugh.
I hated taking her out. I hated taking her out because she would do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, and make me feel like insult me in front of people.
Yeah.
Like,
so that alcoholic chick that I dated, I took her to a party at my boss's house for the place I was working at the time. And then like we were having a barbecue and all that stuff. And of course she starts drinking and has like one beer too many. And we're all hanging out talking. And then it's almost like she started getting pissed because she was not the center of attention. And so she started just saying really fucked up, stupid, mean shit to me.
Yeah.
And then started doing it to my boss. And at that point I was like, yeah, so we got to go. We got a thing. Like, sorry, we were going to stay a little bit later, but something came up and he knew. Yeah. Like, he was giving me the look like, dude, will you get this bitch the fuck out of my house,
what is going on?
I was like, yeah, we're going to take off. And I took her home and fucking gave her a what for. Like, dude, what the hell is the matter with you? Why the fuck would you act like that to my boss?
Right.
And she was just like, what's your fucking problem? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. They don't fucking get it.
What did I get myself
They don't get
into?
it. Yeah, they don't get it. Envy of others or belief that others are envious of him or her.
Why don't I have this? How come they have this and I don't? or the belief that somebody else is envious. Like, I'm so fucking great, everybody wants to be me.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great quote for that one. Everyone notices me when I enter the room. They know that they'll never be as successful as me. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. My ex loved talking about how all the women were so jealous of her about this or that or the other. And she
wasn't a bad looking lady, but she wasn't fucking all that.
No, I mean, she was beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. She really is. And she takes care of herself. Like, she goes to the gym, you know, like she's in good shape. One thing that always kind of bothered me was that she would almost like use our kids as like a status symbol sometimes. Like, she always made sure they had the most expensive clothing, the best, and she would dress them a certain way.
Right.
And it was always this weird fake presentation. Like, we were poor.
Right.
We were living on like food stamps.
Yeah.
In like Section 8 housing, you know, for at least over half our marriage.
Right. But as long as your kids.
But she would always present us as like, we're very successful. Look at us. It's just, it always bugged me.
Yeah. That would fucking bug me too. Like, lady, we can't fucking afford this.
Yeah, I'd show up to church in like fucking jeans and a t-shirt, and she'd be like, why can't you like dress up, wear a tie or something like that? I'm like, why?
I can't fucking afford a tie.
Like, you can go buy a fucking $1 tie. Like, come on.
Let's see. Next one is demonstration of arrogant and haughty, whatever that means, behaviors or attitudes. So arrogance and conceit are traits that are often noticed first in narcissists. This is evidenced by disrespect for the positions or rights of others, and the narcissist's willingness to demand and expect that others will bend to their will, like exploitative behavior. This behavior can be easily noticed without the narcissist having to say a word. They'll break in lines, use patronizing tones, and act as if they have every right to take away what is rightfully someone else's.
Haughty.
Yeah, what the fuck does that word mean?
Arrogantly superior and disdainful.
Oh, yep. So that typical
cocky, basically.
Person that turns up their fucking nose at you.
Yeah. Yep. Makes sense.
Huh.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Identity, whoa. Yeah. Everybody just go look this stuff up.
Go look it up.
Seriously.
This is actually a good one. I like this one.
What?
This article.
Yeah, this is good. This is Psychology Today.
Psychology Today, the 13 traits of a narcissist.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a good one.
That is a good one. Go look that up. Go Google that or DuckDuckGo it or whatever. Look that up. Oh, what's the conclusion say there?
Let's see. Conclusion. If you're concerned that someone you care about has less interest in you than they do in themselves, but won't let go, step back and look objectively at the traits that serve as markers of MPD. Not everyone who focuses on their own success or struggles developing authentic, intimate relationships is a narcissist. It's up to clinical professionals to diagnose disorder, but if concerns about your relationship get in the way of your own healthy functioning, you may want to seek help from a counselor on your own. They have the skills to help you help yourself as you figure out what you need most from a partner or for a satisfying relationship.
There you go.
Fucking get help.
Yeah, do it. Get help.
If you think there's an issue, take a step back. Think about it real hard. Be objective in your thinking and, put everything aside. And then if you need to get help, get help.
Yeah, there it is. Like I said.
Wow, Charlie, it's like you know what you're talking about.
I kind of read a few of these. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy town. So now, after I've done this podcast with you, and the reason I did this podcast with you, I'm just going to have to keep an eye on my older daughter.
Yep.
And see what's going on. And just, talk to her, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Sit her down and have the old father-daughter talk about narcissism.
Yeah. I know the phrase, you're acting like your mother, helps a lot, honestly, in this situation.
Really?
Because she does not like her mother. So when I tell her, you're kind of acting like your mom right now, she kind of
Why are you acting like your fucking mother?
Because she does not want to be her mom.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess that's kind of a blessing. It's sad to say that, but
yeah, it is.
At the same time, kind of don't want her to be like her mom either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's good though that you can say that and she recognizes that it's not necessarily a good thing.
Right.
Like
right.
she can see like, oh shit. Like obviously she knows her mother too.
Yeah.
So she has seen it and she recognizes that it's not good behavior.
I really try to focus on encouraging her good behavior.
Right. But like we talked about, it's learned behavior.
Yes.
So she acts the way that she does because it's what she's seen.
Right.
She has learned it. And at least you know that you have a button you can push to be like, hey, maybe you don't want to do that.
Red flag, red flag.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Just like the beeper button.
Yeah.
You know how you're acting right now?
Yeah. Yeah. I just hope that I can impart some productive learned behavior onto her.
Yeah,
I'm kind of glad that, I mean, her mom kicked her out. That's why she's living with me.
Right.
You know, because she's a lot like her mom in a lot of ways.
Right. And so
she was not going to put up with her mom's crap. And so her mom kicked her out. Now she's with me. And hopefully.
Well, and probably vice versa. If she's fighting back against her mother and not putting up with it, then of course her mom is like, oh, well, I can't control you anymore.
Exactly.
Get the fuck out.
Exactly.
You're not fun anymore.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that because my ex has mentioned to me many times that she is not looking forward to all the kids growing up and moving out. Because that means she's going to be alone.
Yeah. What do you know? Eventually kids grow up and you're alone.
Yep.
And you have to figure out shit to do with yourself. And you don't have anyone to play with.
You don't have anyone to feed on.
Yep. Yeah, I couldn't imagine living in a household with a narcissist like that. Especially a parent. Somebody who, you know, like, children are inherently selfish, but it's because they're children and they need you to constantly fill their love cup.
Yeah, they haven't learned how to interact with another human being in a functional, productive way.
Right. Yeah. They rely on you to take care of them for everything.
Yeah.
They rely on you for their emotional well-being and growth. Excuse me. And pretty much everything. I mean, that's just how children are wired. So growing up in a household with a narcissist who's constantly sucking your life force out of you, that's fucking horrible.
I
mean, not only as an adult, but I would imagine even more so as a child.
It's super lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking lame.
Do not recommend. 0 out of 10.
0 stars.
Yes.
Would not recommend this relationship.
No. All you listeners out there, take care of yourselves.
Yep.
Just take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself before you take care of anybody else.
I mean, unless you're a mother who has kids, then I mean, there's that. But you should still take care of yourself.
You should still take care of yourself.
Yes. Yes, 100%. You are a priority.
Every once in a while, you still need a bubble bath in like 10 minutes just for you.
Make yourself a priority.
Put them down for a nap and read a book or take a nap yourself.
Masturbate, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Send me pictures.
Yep. Work on your OnlyFans account. Send me a link.
There it is. There it is.
Hey, I'm just saying, if I could make $1 million a year posting pictures of my butthole on the internet, I'd fucking do it.
I wonder how many of those chicks...
Note to self, schedule wax and bleaching.
I wonder how many of those chicks are narcissists, bro. Like, come on.
Actually, probably a lot.
Probably takes a certain level of narcissism to do something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Legitimately. Like, legitimately.
My butthole is so pretty.
It's going to make me hundreds of dollars. Posting it online. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, I wonder what the ratio of that is. 'Cause I mean, I imagine there's a lot of them that, you know, I mean, fucking sex sells, and I mean,
sure,
pussy's worth money. I mean, if you got it, fucking A, dude, take advantage, right?
Right.
In this day and age, if you can do it, sure, whatever. But I mean, how many of them really are on there just because they're like, look at me, look how pretty I am. Oh my God, everybody loves me. Everybody fucking buys my shit.
I don't know. Because I could also see a narcissist being like, I am way too good to be doing shit like that. Like, I'm gonna go out and be successful, like my ex. Like, she's got her own like cleaning business that she's got going on right now. I don't know how successful it is, you know, but you ain't gonna see her online. That's below her.
Yeah.
You know, she would look at those girls and be like, you're fucking pathetic.
Yeah, but maybe those girls are a lot smarter.
Maybe.
I guarantee they ain't working nearly as hard as she is.
Even narcissists got to work with what they got, right?
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. There's some study that I read at one point. I don't know, maybe I was drunk when I read it, but it was talking about how like a very high percentage of like corporate CEOs and shit like that are absolute fucking narcissists and or sociopaths.
Yeah.
Like that's how they got there. They climbed the ladder by either manipulating everyone or in a sociopathic sense because they just stepped on everyone because they don't give a fuck about anybody.
Politicians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to be at least a little bit narcissist to become a politician.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's definitely a rabbit hole we could go down for another hour and a half.
I mean, at least this day and age. I mean,
yeah.
Like when the founders, you know, when our country was first founded, they were just creating a new government.
Yeah.
And it was fucking loaded with a lot of people who didn't even want the job. Like George Washington didn't even want to be president.
Yeah.
That's not a narcissistic thing at all.
Yeah. Well, I've said that before. I think
we need to get back to that.
Yeah. I think the best person for the job is somebody who doesn't fucking want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the only thing they're going to be looking for is, okay, what can I do to make this job easier for me? And that doesn't necessarily mean giving everybody what they want, but it does mean making this country what it should be.
Right.
So that there's less horse shit to fucking deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. We're about to go down a whole other rabbit hole right now.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. We should probably cut it off. We're at it. Yeah, we're almost at like 2 hours, around an hour 43.
2 hours? Oh, goddamn. All right. All right. Cool.
No, this is good though, man.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for letting me come on here and talk about this and vent, I guess. Really,
it was good. It's a good thing to talk about. I mean, I've had my own experiences too, and I'm sure fucking everybody these days has had something.
Some kind of experience. You know? Yeah, someone they dated or whatever.
Yeah, well, and it falls into that, you know, it falls into that mental health category, which... why in the fuck it is, I have no idea, but it's still in this day and age a fucking bugaboo. Yeah. People just don't talk about shit.
They don't. It's narcissist gets thrown around so much.
Yeah, it does. But it's a real fucking thing.
Yeah, it takes away from like how heavy of an issue it actually is.
Right. Yeah. And maybe because there probably is so many of them.
Right.
You know, it's looked on now as just like, oh yeah, another narcissist. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they keep growing. Why is that?
Because it's learned behavior.
Mm-hmm. Evil begets evil.
Yep. 100%.
All right. Well, on that note, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for tuning in and listen to us ramble on about narcissists and mental health. And yeah, we'll see if we can maybe throw a couple links in the description, like the one from Psychology Today. But seriously, if you or somebody you know needs help, reach out to somebody, get help. I mean, shit, even just to have somebody to talk to that is not related to you and not a friend, somebody that you can just get things out and talk to about whatever. It's pretty awesome. So I highly recommend it. Anyway, if you have a good family system or a good friend support system, utilize that too. Just get stuff out, get help wherever the hell you can get it, especially if you need it. So again, thanks for listening, and thanks for tuning in to Guys in the Garage, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.